Hello and welcome to today's Dalal Street Week Ahead video. Now in today's Dalal Street Week Ahead video, I'll be taking a look at one stock and one commodity. I'll be taking a look at IDFC First Bank and what the effect of the fraud will be and to what extent can you short the stock and which levels are going to be key in the whole picture. After which we'll take a look at silver. I'll be taking a look at silver as what I believe will be happening in the coming trading sessions for the commodity and how it can be traded as per the international market and also how that will reflect in our local markets. But before we do all of that, let's take a look at the news affecting our markets this week. Now, there is data coming out this week, but I'm not going to bother focusing on that as I think the data is going to be pretty relevant. This week will be, firstly, the Indian market will have to react to what has happened over the weekend. This is the US Supreme Court struck down on Trump's tariffs. After that, Trump lost it. Trump put 10% global tariffs. And after that, last night he tweeted that he's now taking it to 15%. We still have one night left before the market opens. So let's see if he does something new on that front. But I don't think he will. But so I think it will stay at 15%. So a lot of what Gift Nifty was showing will be out of play according to me. And in my belief, the first 1 hour of the Nifty is going to be very important. Nifty and Sensex, not that much the Banknifty and Midcap and all, because that will really tell what the whole picture is and how to trade it for the coming week, the indexes and stocks across the board. The second news I believe will be affecting our indexes this week heavily is the Iran news. There are a lot of rumors going around. Number one, before every major war, the American army soldiers are fed steak, lobster, these things. And from Friday, the American troops in all the bases are getting fed these amazing foods. So that signals that yes, the conflict is about to begin. Then there are also rumors about it starting on Monday or Tuesday. And as one of Trump's personal aides even has said that Trump is shocked that with all the military buildup, Iran has refused to still listen, and Israel is pushing this thing down Trump's throat more and more. So the probability of a war breaking out this week is pretty high, highest it's been until now. So that's going to affect our markets in a big way, as if there's a US-Iran war, especially on the oil sector front, and basic exports of India are going to be hit hard because the Strait of Hormuz will shut down. So this is going to be a week that's going to be very volatile. I expect it. I expect both short and long traders to get beaten up if they don't know what they're doing. Do not expect it to be just one-way clean trading. I expect sudden rises and sudden falls, which will take out a lot of traders who are not using, number one, the correct tools and don't have the correct knowledge in the whole mix. So that's really it on the news front. Now let's take a look at IDFC First Bank, after which we'll take a look at silver. Now coming to IDFC First Bank, there's been the bank has come out and said that they flagged a 590 crore fraud in Haryana government-linked accounts at Chandigarh branch. Now this will basically naturally affect the stock in a large way, as that is roughly 6 months of its profit wiped out. Right, so that effect will be there, and due to that, it's pretty obvious you should not be considering going long in IDFC First Bank. But now, how should you trade it on the short side? Now on the short side, we'll have to break it down in terms of, I'll go down to the 3-hour chart to give a clearer view. Now, Monday morning, obviously a gap down open is on the cards for IDFC First Bank. And if we clear this low, then the next support is at 79, which is key. There is simple price bar, candles, whatever you want to call it, supports along the way. But this is the core support which will really matter, as whatever happens, even if, let's say, for example, IDFC First Bank was to open around here and then have a small dead cat bounce, it will still end up in the bigger picture going towards 79 in my point of view. If it manages to hold 79, then it can form a box range type of thing and try to do a bit of a bouncy. But if it cannot do that, it breaks 79, the next target is 75.6. and then the next target is 73.2. So all in all, what I believe is going to happen in IDFC First Bank, if you go back to daily chart, is that we are going to open bearish once at the market opens, the bank opens, if there's a bit of a momentum upwards, then it will, the base, how I look at the trading scenario in terms of Monday morning, the market, stocks are going to open lower. A lot of people are going to go and short it in the pre-open, a lot of the retail. If the stock holds a bit of strength in the opening bit, because this is a very expected, it's expected to fall, then it can have a small dead cat bounce at the open and then come back down. Because if it rises a bit, those guys who are shorted at open will end up running away. So I expect IDFC First Bank to be very volatile on Monday morning, and you have to couple this with what has happened in Nifty. So this, I believe, IDFC First Bank is going to be a huge money maker for option FNO traders and everything. And if you're basically planning to trade it, then do not hold one single view that I'm going to trade this, or I'm only going to go short. You're going to have to at points even consider that it's going to go up and then come back down, because a lot of retail are just going to blindly short it at market open, that yes, IDFC First Bank should go here. So expect at least in the first 15 to 20 minutes, there can be a lot of push and pull. But it all depends on once it opens at 9:15 to 9:17, how it really performs. That will tell if we're going to have a small dead cat bounce and then a fall. But overall, if you look at it in terms of a positional point of view or a longer point of view, whatever happens, we are most likely going to touch 79. And if we break 79, we are most likely going to touch 75.6 and 73.2. Coming to this, I would not like to do option selling in it yet, because as I said, there's going to be up and down. So option sellers, I believe you want to do it in IDFC First Bank, give it at least half a day to 1 day, so that noise of the retail ends. Otherwise you may, the option which you want to sell might fluctuate between 50 and 70, like, and you get the wrong price. So that's why let the price discovery happen, and then it can be considered, as I think IDFC First Bank is more for futures traders and option buyers in the first half and most of tomorrow, rather than option sellers. Equity traders, if you're holding it, I would suggest you book your profits, because this is going to, even if it bounces up at some point, the trajectory is 78, 75.6, 73.2, and there is lower trajectories than that, but that's more of a weekly time frame type of trade, so I'm not covering them in this video. So that's on IDFC First Bank. Now let's take a look at silver. Now silver has been trading in a box range for some time. This is as it had a monumental climb, then it had one big day fall, and that ended up scaring a lot of people, and now it's been holding at the bottom of this range. Now I've seen on when you especially scroll to something like Twitter X, there's a lot of traders who also, there's some who don't know their stuff and some who do know their stuff. I won't mention names obviously, but even 1-2 who know their stuff are looking at more downside, but I don't believe that's going to be the case. This is, as I believe, it's trading really within a box range of 72.7 to 75.8 as support, and resistance is 87.5 and also 94.2. So there are two box ranges. Box range 1, small, is this one, and then the bigger box range is this one. So my point of view, if silver is able to break the high of Friday, this I'm looking at the international market. I'm not open on MCX because I want to cover more of the data as MCX closed before the international market on Friday. Now, if it breaks the high of Friday and it breaks the high of 87.5, then it will be going to test the box range resistance of 94.2. If it breaks that, it goes to 101 and 109. So overall, in my point of view, silver is going to be trading within this box range. If it falls, max I see it falling to 64, and then it's going to bounce back up. I don't believe what most are expecting, that silver will fall and then it'll keep going down towards here. I don't believe that's going to happen. In my trading perspective, it's a box range that's going to end up having a bullish breakout at some point, but now it's only timing the breakout in terms of what you want to do. I personally already am long in silver, but I am long from 75, so I am already in a profit. So I'm just going to hold it with a cost stop. Not even with a profit stop, because I think it needs room to move. And if it breaks 87.5, then I may add to the position for 94.2. If it breaks 94.2, then naturally it's going to those, and I'll add more as it goes up. So that's my trading plan for silver. If you liked it, then hit that like button and subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell. Thank you.